All right, guys, happy Friday. Happy Friday. In today's live stream, we're going to look at the markets. Typically, we do this on Monday, but don't really have much to talk about as far as financial topics. Everything is pretty steady, but it looks like things are bouncing back, and it looks like the market is going to start to rally maybe in the coming weeks. So we'll take a look at the markets, and then also, my bad, I wasn't looking at the comments last live stream, and Ade, I missed your comment, but I actually left a comment on the video that I did, so my bad for that. But yeah, so let's look at the markets and let's see how they're doing. All right, S&P is up, the Dow Jones is up, Nasdaq is up, Russell 2000 is up, crude oil is down, and gold is down. So it looks like most of the indexes are bouncing up green. We're gonna take a look at crypto in a minute, and you're gonna see that we're starting to gain some support, and I think a lot of it is due to the most recent Fed meeting. They basically said, they basically sounded a lot dovish than hawkish, um, meaning that they're probably going to decrease interest rates soon. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the coming months, but most likely, it's in the near future. Just the way they were talking, and it seems like they're not fearful of inflation that much. They had a more optimistic outlook. So yeah, I was watching a little bit of that, the live stream, and that's what it sounded like. It looked like a lot of the stuff they were fearing in the previous meeting, they kind of cleaned it up this meeting. So, yeah, I think that's a reason why the markets are perking up, and I think that's why we're seeing a comeback in the crypto prices. So remember, if we remember where Bitcoin was, right? So we were at 56. So you can even see it in the chart, right? A pretty good bounce back to 61. We're almost at 62. And I think it'll probably, you know, pick up in the coming weeks going into June, July, the peak summer months. Also, remember the Hong Kong ETFs got approved for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And people were saying, "Oh, why did the price go down? Why did we tank?" And remember, when the U.S. Approved the spot BTFs, the spot Bitcoin ETFs for Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin went down that same week. It went down in price. So yeah, I think the same thing happened here. They announced it, and literally the price of Bitcoin tanked. So I think if we look out, I think what we're gonna have, we're definitely going to do the next leg up. So most likely that's going to be towards 100K. But we might have some consolidation between that period from May through July, and we might get that altcoin rally that we always see, after the halvening, right, where altcoins just take off. So, but yeah. So let me see if I want to look at anything else. But yeah, I mean, we could see some downside with this. We're not out of the clear altogether, but it looks like the market is recovering, right? And again, we do have some positive news coming up. Well, I wouldn't say coming up. I would say we already had a bunch of positive catalysts that I think are gonna lag on for the rest of the year, like the spot ETFs, like the interest rate cuts, and then also just the demand for Bitcoin as a whole and crypto as a whole. So I think it's looking pretty good. Hopefully, we start to see some real price action in the coming months. All right, let's look at some other coins. Ethereum's still trailing a little bit, but I mean, it did have its bounce back, but it hasn't really. I can't really say it hasn't really had its price increase because it went from 1,500 to around 4K. So again, a nice little pullback. Pullbacks are healthy. I know people think the price should just go straight up, but if you just look at previous charts, right? Uh, we had a pullback here, went up, and in between here, you don't really see it, but if you zoomed in, there's a bunch of pullbacks in between all this price movement, right? 20, 30% pullbacks. And in between that, I remember people saying, is it going to crash? It's going to go to zero. Everybody's going to say that, right? Especially if you see it a lot from people that are invested, but you also see it a lot from people that are not invested. So, yeah, I mean, if you're a crypto investor, I would just say, typically the bull run lasts for a year. I think this one's going to last a lot longer. I think, we go into 2025, the end of 2025. I think prices are still going to look good, and maybe even till the end of 2026. Because again, we have institutional demand, so I don't think it's going to end anytime soon, right? Or it's not going to end at all. I think they're just going to keep buying. So I think in between we'll have pullbacks, but for the most part, I think at least for the next year and going into 2025, I think it's going to be real bullish. All right. Let's see. Let's look at some other. Let's see what the top gainers are. Near Protocol has been up. Again, that's another smart contract platform specifically for AI stuff. Toncoin, I forget what that does, but that's been in the top 5, top 6, and for the last week. Lido is up a little bit. It's not too much, little gains here and there. We definitely want to see what narratives play out and what which narratives play out first, right? Because that's the most important. All right, let's see. Let's look at some. Oh, so also too. So a lot of the AI stocks have pulled back as well. So Nvidia. If we go to Nvidia, a little bounce back. I think Nvidia's bounced back, but things like AMD, I think AMD they released earnings, and it was good earnings, but it wasn't what people expected. But it looks like it bounced back as well, right? Because if we look at the day, it bounced back like $3. If we go to the overall chart, move this overall chart. Yeah, it's a little dip from 200. So that ASML, a little dip. So it's just little dips here and there. So we could probably, have another run going into the summer, especially with the news about the interest rates and the Fed changing their attitude. Right, again, they're more dovish, more likely to be decreasing interest rates soon. They definitely won't be increasing interest rates. They would, the worst thing is them just keeping it the same, right, for a longer period of time. But I don't think they're going to be increasing anything anytime soon. All right, that's pretty much it for this live stream. Did not have a financial topic to talk about. Next week, I'll probably have some type of article or something like that. And then Monday, we'll obviously go over the market and see how it starts on Monday. But that's pretty much it. You guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.